of Ask Me Anything. I love answering your questions. First up, John writes, he says there was a gift in that bill for the too big to fail banks that puts the taxpayer on the hook for their speculation in derivatives. Given the pain, harm, and loss that Americans suffered from the last financial collapse, yeah, didn't we learn? Made worse now by the policies of Mr. Obama and his allies in Congress, and as this proposal greatly increases the likelihood of another financial collapse with even more devastating consequences. Will the members of the Senate forego the blandishments and largesse of the financial sector and stand up for the forgotten man? Or will they forsake their duty as public servants? What are your thoughts? Well, John, the Senate did pass that spending bill, big spending bill, spending your money. And it does have that bad provision still in it. Let me backtrack just a little bit for everyone and explain what we're talking about here. There was a rider included in the spending bill, and it was basically, it was a nice little gift to Wall Street banks. It would, this rider, effectively put the American taxpayer on the hook for banks that want to speculate in risky, complex derivatives by allowing them to back up their bets with taxpayer-funded insurance. It's like we, the taxpayers, are funding Wall Street's vacation to Vegas. They can gamble to their heart's content with the knowledge that, it can be bailed out. We'll foot the bill if they lose their shirt. This sort of provision just encourages Wall Street to behave recklessly because they don't have to suffer the consequences if they fail. It's like renter's mentality, kind of. The American taxpayer, though, we're going to suffer the consequences. Of course, we won't be reaping the rewards, not just the bad consequences. Wall Street has figured out a way to privatize their rewards, but socialize their losses. And that's just a nice little trick. Keep in mind that Wall Street's reckless behavior is what led to the financial collapse in 2008. So, John, thank you for asking the question. I agree with you that the little guy, the forgotten man, well, we've once again been ignored by our politicians. I think there are a number of problems in general with the law that allowed this to happen, the Dodd-Frank law, because it does in some ways codify into law the too big to fail mentality, the support those bailouts. And yes, like you, I'm really sickened by how foolish or just downright sleazy politicians behave when it comes to regulating the financial sector, which has a massive lobbying presence on Capitol Hill. In exchange, they get nice little favors, just like the one I explained, the one that was bankrolled by the American taxpayer. Again, thank you for that question, John. It gets me riled up. I do appreciate it. I hope you spread the word on these issues in your own circle of influence, all of you, because the media, for the most part, won't do it. Okay, we have another subscriber asking, do you have a candidate you feel would protect the Constitution? It's too early, really, to say. A lot of us are considering what any of us are going to do in 2016. The bench there of candidates is very flexible. I can say this, though. We need a Reaganite candidate. We need bold conservative colors, not pale establishment pastels. I love that question. Thank you for all your questions. Feel free to leave more. Click on the Ask Me Anything button in the red box. And if you keep asking those questions, of course, I'm going to keep answering them. Thanks.